Welcome to Conversations Different, a podcast from the Santa Fe New Mexican about the interesting people, places, and issues of Northern New Mexico. This is Inez Russell Gomez, and today we have a treat for you. We are going to be talking about contemporary dance in Santa Fe. With us are Francisco Gella and Elena Garcia, both with the Zeitgeist Dance Theatre. And let's open it up, Francisco. You're the artistic director founding for the company. Tell us about contemporary dance in Santa Fe and what you guys are trying to accomplish.
So Zeitgeist Dance Theatre was actually started in 2020, and we were supposed to be an in-person company, and we were going to house it in Los Angeles and be residents in Los Angeles and Santa Fe, and then COVID hit. And while all the dance companies were canceling their seasons, we decided to move forward. So we hired 8 professional dancers, and we did an entire dance on film in response to the George Floyd murder. And it's basically our first film was about identity, our identity as a company. And the Zeitgeist is a German word for sign of the times. And so we wanted to represent that moment. And we had some difficult conversations. It's a dance on film that we premiered online to an incredible response. So this season, Zeitgeist Dance Theatre is celebrating its 5th in-person season. And for the first time ever in the history of the company, which we have been building to this moment, we are finally at the Lensic Theater in San Francisco. We have been performing at the beautiful NDI Dance Barns, the National Dance Institute. And last year, when we did a full-length piece commemorating the accomplishments of an 8th generation weaver, the Trujillo family, Emily Trujillo, based out of Albuquerque. We ended up doing that piece at the Albuquerque National Hispanic Cultural Center, which was great. But the company is its soul is definitely Santa Fe. The Lensic Theater brings world-class dance, and we have been aiming to get to that theater because we know that the work that we do is at the level where it's emotional, there's a ferocity in the work, there's passion, there's a truth that speaks the sign of the times. And so we are really excited to be able to present our first ever concert on August 1st at 7:30. And we can talk a little bit more about the show when you ask me some more details about it. But yeah, we're so excited to be here.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, the Trujillo family is exceptional. Irvin was our cover for Spanish Market Magazine, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago when he was named a master artist. That's Emily's dad. And her mother's also a great weaver, just really nice people.
Yeah. Well, going back to last year's commission, right? I was based out of Santa Fe. The city of Santa Fe gives a grant to celebrate the UNESCO celebration because Santa Fe is designated as a UNESCO city, an art city site, a creative city site. And we ended up identifying Emily Trujillo as the inspiration of the weaving piece, a full-length piece. And we found out with our research and meeting her that she weaves her rugs with inspiration from K-pop.
Oh, that's such a great link.
and it's like we were laughing because then we used her voice when we interviewed her as part of the music. So that was last year's work. This year's work is a little bit different. There's 6 different pieces that we are representing. There's a choreographer from Vancouver, British Columbia. I'm doing 2 pieces, one for the professional company and one for the trainees. And then we have a choreographer who also is living in Albuquerque currently, but he just came back from Brazil. He is Brazilian, and he is going to be premiering a work as well.
Okay. So Elena, speaking of trainees, talk about how a nice girl born and raised in Santa Fe is now doing contemporary dance. This is exciting.
Well, dance is my home. I think it's a part of the Santa Fe spirit, a part of the Santa Fe culture, in every capacity, socially, culturally. Dance is the heart of this place. I grew up with it in my home. My mom sings and dances, and it comes from a spirit of joy. And when I started dancing, I was trained classically, ballet and jazz, and I started modern and contemporary a lot later in my training. But contemporary dance, modern dance is where I can channel that spirit, that home. Um, and it's just really special to get to do this here in my home. I'm in college now. I've gotten the opportunity of leaving, experiencing that dance elsewhere, but coming home and doing this here is truly just I mean, what more could I ask for? It's
No, no, I feel the same way in journalism because I delivered the New Mexican as a child when I lived in Las Vegas up the road. And there's something about being in your home community and performing or doing what you love, and it makes a difference. How did you start in dance, Emily? Did you take classes at a local studio or what did you do? Elena, not
um
Emily. Sorry.
that's okay. I yes, I started my first class just training in ballet at the National Dance Institute of New Mexico. And I started when I was about 7.
Nice.
Um, and I stayed there. I moved with them, danced with them, trained with them till I graduated high school. Um, and around the end of my high school, I met Francisco through NDI, and we kind of just, it took off from there.
Yeah.
Elena is like really one of the most special artistic souls I've ever met. And she is reflective of the unique artistic energy that comes from Santa Fe. I moved here from Los Angeles
Right.
and my agent was like, "You're done. Your career is done." I moved here and I immersed myself into the culture and started meeting students and then worked with them. And I had more time in my life to spend on my career as opposed to sitting in traffic for 4 hours a day in Los Angeles. So my agent, I fired him, right? He didn't want to represent me. But when I got here, my commissions quadrupled because I had more time to dedicate, and the artistic energy of this place really has affected me to where my career has really taken off. And then a big part of the Zeitgeist Dance Theater mission is when we moved here, there wasn't really any company level dancing, hiring dancers in the local community that there were not enough opportunities. So part of our mission is bringing in dancers from all over the world. I mean, we have trainees that are coming in that have come from Spain and Canada. Some have come from Costa Rica, all over the continental United States. There's about right now there's 47, but that will increase towards the third week. There will be another 20 coming, and but in the professional company this year, we hired 4 dancers, 3 from Santa Fe and 1 from Albuquerque. So a big part of our mission is, basically fusing artists from different places and allowing them to understand how special this place is for us, but also giving opportunities for incredible artists to really share their voice in this dance company. And Elena is very special. She looks at movement. She's a storyteller. Her technique is impeccable. Her movement quality is visceral and emotional to watch. And although she's only an apprentice right now, she is developing a strong voice. That's the other thing too in the company. We allowed for these dancers coming from Santa Fe, which I feel truly is that I cannot describe what it is, but there's something special about the energy of this place that feeds into the artists that grow up here. And she represents that. And every choreographer that Elaine has worked with when she was a trainee at Zeitgeist Dance Theatre, now as a professional working with me, has absolutely loved her because of the honesty and authenticity that she brings into, and also tapping into her cultural roots and her identity being from here. And there's something really fascinating about that makes the work really potent and emotional to watch. So
yeah, no, definitely. There's something about being rooted in a place. And also what you bring is seeing it and appreciating it with your own background. So I think there's that nice mix that it sounds like you guys have. Elena, what led you to contemporary dance instead of sticking with, say, classical ballet or jazz or one of those?
Tough question, huh?
It is a tough question.
Because you love it all.
It is because genuinely, I take ballet every day. It's still part of my life. It's part of my career. It's part of what brought me here today, right? And that love doesn't go away. But it's very similar to, I'm bilingual. My family, culturally, my heritage is from Mexico. And I relate this shift in my life a lot to what it feels like to have a conversation in Spanish. Genuinely, a part of my soul, it soars in contemporary dance. My spirit flows in a way that, the same way like in English, there are words in Spanish that they describe things that don't have description in English. And so there are things that don't translate.
Right.
I mean, ballet is beautiful. It's been codified so much that it can be the same no matter where you go. And there's something beautiful about that. However, when you bring that ideology into the contemporary world, it opens the opportunity for you to reach deep inside yourself and find yourself and then share that with other people. And having that here, specifically in Santa Fe, Francisco was talking about the space and what it is to be an artist here. There's a magic in the air. We don't call it the land of enchantment for no reason. And so when you combine that with the spirit of contemporary dance, who we are as New Mexicans, as Santa Feans, that spirit, that language, that culture really comes through for me in contemporary dance.
Oh, I like that. On that note, we'll take a quick break and be back in a moment with more Conversations Different.
We make renewable doable. We're positive energy solar for a cleaner, brighter future for all. Positive energy's the right call. Feel good about your energy bill. Help save the planet too. Your trusted solar company, working hard for you. Generate positive energy. Positive energy solar.
We are back with Conversations Different, talking about Zeitgeist Dance Theatre. And Francisco, I love, explaining what the word means, that it's of the moment. What in this year's production will be of the moment? Because we have a crazy world right now.
Yes, we do. So I am doing a piece for the professional company based out of this concept in my country called Kapwa, which is this idea of shared identity and finding a sense of belonging in a disconnected world. So it starts out with this incredible piece of music that I found by Nilo Alcala, a fellow Filipino that ended up taking the Sur Mindanao language of teaching counting to children. And then he ended up doing this incredible choral work that is being sung by the Philippine Madrigal Singers. And that's the first part of the piece. So that's part of it. And the second part is a nocturne, a piano composition by Nicanor Abelardo, another Filipino, that I had no idea that Filipinos were quite prodigious in creating classical sounding work from a European aesthetic. I thought that all my people only did folkloric songs. That's what was pushed to us when we were young, when I was growing up there. I had no idea they were accomplished classical composers. And so the piece is really about the sensibility of each other, a sense of belonging. And I talked to the dancers as although you're not Filipino, what is binding us together is our shared love for our art form of dance. So that's part of it. The other part is Vladimir Conde Reche, who is the Brazilian choreographer based out of Albuquerque. He's doing a piece called The Straw and the Camel's Back. It didn't break the camel's back, just the camel's back, where determining the oppressor and who is oppressed. And sometimes you don't know what's what, depending on who you talk to.
Yes.
And that's it's like the algorithm, right, of life right now. And so he is right now creating a work that is based on that. And then Levana Ellis, who is an incredible dancer and choreographer from Vancouver, British Columbia, is doing a piece about again, community, how we rely on each other, how if somebody does something, how would you react? Do you react in a loving way? Do you react in a way that's passionate? Do you react in a way that or do you react in a way that you maybe don't want to be with that person? So it's all this push and pull. I think the one thing about the program that's going to be really powerful is that it does speak strongly about the human condition.
Okay.
And where we're at right now, emotionally, we are all over the place, right? In terms of like, nobody can agree.
Yeah.
But what we can agree on is a sense of love. We know what that is. It doesn't matter what political affiliation you are, what family you are, what skin color, culture, we know what that feeling is. And so through the works that we are creating, we are sharing our love for the art form, and that love always speaks, and that passion always speaks in the shows and the works that we do and we premiere. And this is going to be no different. So really, really super excited to be able to share this on a bigger stage, on a bigger level at the Lensic. And we have been waiting for this moment, and we're not letting it, we're not letting it pass by. We are really, really doing the work. I just was working with her on a duet with another apprentice who was from Santa Fe, and you're being pushed, huh?
Yes.
We're asked to be able to go deeper into the art form, and I get to work with such incredible artists. I feel so blessed that I get to do this. I love to do this, but I also to be able to work with someone like Elena. It also allows me as a creator and a choreographer and director to also look at my own art form in a way that I travel all over the place. But every single time I work with an artist from Santa Fe, I always learn something new.
Oh,
so, yeah.
That's pretty exciting. Elena, what does it feel like to be pushed this hard? You said you're also at college right now. You must be exhausted.
It is exhausting. It's physically demanding, of course, but mentally and emotionally, the vulnerability that goes hand in hand with the movement and the demand of the step is really what is heavy in the body. But it's beautiful. I mean, Francisco is asking us to unravel ourselves completely, but to put ourselves back together, because that's what you have to do. That is the work, is sharing that, having that conversation with the people you're unraveling together and creating this work together, creating the spirit of this work. It's beautiful though, because it's very different, this work. I am in college, but that work of the student going to class 9 to 5, and then I have a job 5 to 11 p.m. and doing that again is heavy as well. It's a lot of work, but when you know, like, it's part of the love, it's part of the passion, and this is the craft, is that the sacrifice is understanding that you're going to be exhausted. You're going to reach your breaking point, but do you let it take you down completely, or what do you build from that?
I think it's interesting to watch Elena with the other professional dancers as well, because there are dancers that are of such a high caliber. Their resumes are quite extensive and dancing all over the world. And I think it's interesting to see an apprentice working with a professional and how you're stepping up and you're seeing possibilities for yourself and where you can go. But also, Elena shared with me earlier when we were talking about, so what's the difference between school and being in the company? And she said, it's just so refreshing to be in a space where all the artists that you're dancing with are there with you, and you're holding each other and you're supporting each other, and everybody is genuinely and 100% invested into the process, because they understand the importance of what they're creating with me, and I'm guiding it, yes, but also what's at stake, for continuing to build the reputation of the company. But I think in the end, even when they're tired, when we did the run of the first section and they all collapsed at the end of it, right? Yes. But there's 3 more sections still to be danced. And we're talking about how to negotiate that. And I said, don't worry, you're going to stand and walk around while one person keeps dancing. And they're like, oh, thank goodness. But, we try to negotiate that. This is crazy, because dancers, although people think that dancing is step, touch, they have no idea that it is of Olympic proportion. You have to be an elite athlete to be able to dance. And, for me, I was in the studio. They were there yesterday from 9 until 3 o'clock. And then they came back for 2 hours in the evening from 6:45 to 8:45. I was in the studio yesterday for 12 hours. So
Ugh.
it takes a lot of work, and people are like, don't you get tired? Yes, I'm physically exhausted, but my spirit is soaring because I get to do what I love to do, and I get to create and discover new things about my process, discover new things about these artists. And a big part of the way I mentor and the way I create is I want these artists to see themselves greater. And so it's a collaborative conversation that ends up happening in the creative process. But I mean, yeah, we're tired, but it's fun. I mean, it's fun. It's like I and people say like, don't you like, like you work too hard? I'm like, if you love what you do,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it other than the fact that there is so much love and passion in the process that time is ticking and we trudge along, but there's so much that I think the fun part again is the discovery of it through the creative process.
And you reach a point where the last morsels of your energy, you share it with each other and it regenerates.
Yep.
Just when you think you have no more, there is more to go. And it's because it's the gift of sharing that with other dancers.
Yeah, you ride along the energy that's in the room as well. Like today when I was creating duet, again, again, hyperventilate again, and then we take a second, and then it's funny. The body is quite phenomenal in what it could do because you think that you are deathly exhausted, and then the muscle memory that you create in the movement sequence that you formulated, that muscle memory takes over, and then you don't even think about being tired or that you're out of breath, right? You just go with the flow. And when there's beautiful music playing in the background, there's movement that's marinating in your body. You just continue somehow. The energy in the room that everybody's so invested, it carries you, and it carries you for hours and hours and hours and hours. I mean, we are in our second day and I'm already exhausted. I have to go back and rehearse with the trainees, which is not the professor company. But you know what though? It's like we get to see so much in ourselves through the process. And, I get to listen to music that I love to listen to and love to dance to. So that's the other thing too that helps. So.
All right. On that note, we'll take a quick break and be back in a moment with more Conversations Different.
This is Patrick Dorsey, publisher of the Santa Fe New Mexican. Looking to reach a wider audience and grow your business? For 175 years, the Santa Fe New Mexican has been the trusted voice of Santa Fe, with unmatched local reach in print and online. In addition to our long-standing, independent, family-owned newspaper, we have a full-fledged marketing team with the expertise to help you succeed in the 21st century. From traditional print to precision-targeted digital advertising, we have the tools to connect you with your ideal customers. Partner with us and see the results for yourself. Advertise with the Santa Fe New Mexican and unlock your business's full potential. Visit us at santafenewmexican.com/advertising or call us at 505-995-3852. Thank you.
We are back with Conversations Different, talking about contemporary dance in Santa Fe with Francisco and Elena. And one of the things I remember in the material I got to read up on you guys is that you're also going to be having a panel discussion, which kind of puts what you do into context in terms of dance and art, because Santa Fe is so known as an art, visual art city, a performing art in terms of music, but we haven't had the same kind of attention to contemporary dance. But what is that panel going to be about, Francisco?
Yes, so it's going to be on July. I gotta look at my phone because I want to make sure that I correct this. It's the second Saturday of our season. It's going to be on July 25th at the Zane Bennett Gallery at 3:00. And basically, we have a podcast host that's going to be talking about the alchemy of movement and what the show is about. And there's actually 5 choreographers that are coming in. So there's 2 more that I said before that there's 47, but there's 20 more coming in. That's another group that's coming, a different group. called the Ensemble, where 2 choreographic fellows that applied for our fellowship were identified from a pool of 257 that applied. So these choreographers are going to come in. They have 10 days to create a 10-minute work with the 20 dancers, separate from Zeitgeist Dance Theatre main company and the trainees. They will be coming in with us, with Lavana, with Vlad, with myself. And the other 2 is Madison Falconer from Los Angeles and Jessica Tomlinson from Chicago. All 5 of us will be speaking. It'll be hosted by a podcaster, and we're going to be talking about our works and our processes. And, like, I have my notebook here, and, like, I work like an engineer, but basically like just like any artist does, I sketch out my choreographic moments. And it's so that's, we're going to be talking about our processes and the works that we're creating. And yeah, we're going to talk about our backgrounds, and then give a little bit more information about what the show is about. But that's going to be on July 25th, Saturday, at the Zane Bennett Gallery at 3 p.m.
Okay. Now, Elena, I was thinking, you're a college student, and obviously a lot of the professional dancers are older than you. What is it like as a young person to be in this mix of people, professional artists, professional choreographers, dancers, and here you are, thinking about what paper you didn't finish or what you're going to do when you go back to school, and keeping up with them because, you're at different levels in your life.
Right. Well, excuse me, there's a lot of admiration I hold for these dancers. Genuinely, they're so inspiring, and there's a lot of aspiration, right? Nice. There's a lot of looking up to them. But a conversation Francisco and I, we were actually just talking a couple days ago, is that for as much as I look up to them and as much as I appreciate the work that they're putting in, we are one company. You have to step up. Doesn't matter the differences in age and life experience. They are bringing that to the room. So how do I respond to that? I bring where I am at.
Right.
I'm a student in school technically, but we talk a lot about always being a student, always learning, always sharing, always receiving and responding. So they bring that in too. They come in and we find this place, we gap the disparity, and we come and we're one unit, really.
I honestly, as the dance maker with this professional group where Elena is involved here as an apprentice, I don't really look at them, you're the apprentices and you're the professionals. No, I'm creating a work as a company. I don't look at them any different. These are 7 incredible dancers that are investing there's all of themselves, their whole souls and their whole physical selves in the room. And so for me, I'm creating a work that is also challenging, by the way, for the professionals too. It's a vernacular that's different because, again, it's quirky, it's playful, it's gestural. There's a little bit of theatrics in it, but it's also highly technical, and it does require a lot of stamina to be able to perform the work as we're finding out as we're creating it. But I don't see Elena, as, she's a college student as an apprentice, so I need to, dumb my choreography down to fit her. No, like, I am basically choreographing it the way I would choreograph on a professional company, any company that I choreograph for anywhere in the world. And my expectation is that they step up. And you know what? I don't have to actually expect that, because they are already rising to the occasion no matter what, because I think because they're so invested into the work, they are pouring all of themselves into it. And it's been really wonderful to see that balance and to see that cohesion between, the still students and the professionals, but they're not acting that way at all. And I think a big part of it is because I'm not dumbing it down for you. I'm just saying, this is the work, this is how it is, this is the demand. We make adjustments necessary to be able to make sure that it's feasible for you, but this is where the standard is. And so far, everybody has exceeded that standard.
Wow. That's exciting. And it really must, Elena, help you kind of grow both in your confidence and your abilities.
It does. It really does. Just as Franz was just saying, is that there's a push. You step up, you do the work. And it's hard. I mean, we just collapsed afterwards, and we're working on this duet even after that too. And it's again, and you go and you go. And I mean, I was asking Fran a question. I was like heaving, but it's part of the beauty. It's part of the inspiration. It's part of.
You did it again.
Yeah.
You did it again, no problem. And it was even better. It was
Yeah.
better. I think oftentimes, I talk to dancers. I think we are at a point where we are a feeling art form. We use our physical bodies to understand, and we do this thing where you rehearse it or practice it, and then it's in your body. So we call that muscle memory, right?
Yeah.
Just like any Olympic athlete, a gymnast, any ice skater will know how to throw quadruple. And so I tell the dancers, listen to the beautiful music that you're dancing to. Be in your ear, but also be in your body, because this can really, really play tricks with you sometimes, and also can get you off the music or even doubt yourself with the material. And I've seen it many times where we are practicing in what we call a run, where we're literally running the dance, meaning they're not running, but they're dancing the dance. And I'll see somebody do something where their body wants to go one way, which is the correct way, but their head is telling them, wait, and then they forget a particular detail. And it's interesting to see how dancers maneuver and manage through that. But I think in the second day, Elena's gotten better at understanding how to trust herself, that she's done the training and also the practicing and the absorption of the movement into her body. So we are just operating in a point where it's challenging, but I feel like the energy in the room is very playful.
There's
a
so
lot
much
of
joy.
Yeah, there's so much joy. Even when they're deathly exhausted, they're ready to do it again. And it's a dream scenario when you go into a rehearsal and creative process when you're working with artists where the environment is playful, because so much openness and willingness is there. And so the things that you create are just beyond what you expect, because magic happens. When you're in a place of joy and everything is fun, so much more can be opened, and innovative things can be created, because you're not operating from a place of fear, and you're not operating from a place of judgment. And so it's just like we're giving all of ourselves as a director, as a choreographer, as a dancer, and also as a collaborator. And so we create this incredible magic. We create these lifts that you've never seen before. We create moments that are visceral and emotional. So I think the design of the experience has been that we are present and invested, and it's just been phenomenal so far. Yeah.
Well, I think it sounds like Santa Fe is going to be in for a treat come August, and a really interesting discussion in July later this month. And we wish you luck. And on that note, yes, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. And this has been another Conversations Different. We'll be back next week. Thank you for listening to Conversations Different, hosted by me, Inez Russell Gomez, editorial page editor for the Santa Fe New Mexican. Our weekly episodes would not be possible without your support. We hope you enjoy them and keep listening. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Consider signing up for our newsletter so you never miss an episode, and while you're at it, consider subscribing to the Santa Fe New Mexican. Our podcast is available by visiting our website, santafenewmexican.com/podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Conversations Different with Inez Russell Gomez is produced by Matt Dalside and Ernesto Cisneros, published by the Santa Fe New Mexican, a local and independent newspaper owned by Robin Martin.